Brody sent me a message a few days ago asking me for help. He said to me, "Chris, I'm very busy right now with the Ant Olympics and I really need your help getting some content on my channel while I'm so busy training the ants or training for the ants, I'm not quite sure." And well, actually what he said to me was, "Chris, I've asked all my other famous YouTube friends for assistance and they're all busy. I've scraped the bottom of the barrel, there was nothing there, and I flipped the barrel over and I found you. So is there any chance you could help me out?" And of course I said yes, and I'm very thankful for this opportunity, so thank you very much, Brody. And in this video today, I'm going to show you how to make a delicious, classic British recipe, cottage pie. Now, usually we throw this in the oven for about 45 minutes, takes loads of prep and is rubbish. So today I am going to show you the quick version, and we are going to make a cottage pie cocktail. So what we are going to do, we have several ingredients that we're going to be working with today. First of all, I'm going to chop up some absolutely delicious potatoes. Some nice thin slices just like this is perfectly fine. I've got a little pinch of garlic just here as well, which I'm just going to finely chop. Absolutely gorgeous, look at that, isn't it absolutely delicious? And I also have an onion, so I'm not going to use all this onion because it's only for one person. If you were making it for a family, then of course you could use some more, but this is just me today, so I'm going to add a little bit of onion. About half an onion, half an onion. I'm just going to slightly chop that as well. This is all going in a blender, so don't worry about being too specific with it, but it's going to be absolutely delicious. And what I have here as well is some pre-made beef chopped up with some spring onions, so it's nice and ready to go. And I'm going to come over here to my pan, which has been lightly oiled, and I'm just going to throw it in and get it cooking. Okay, I'm going to turn up the heat ever so slightly. And we want to be careful with this recipe because we don't want to get food poisoning. That'd be ridiculous. So we're going to give it a very quick cook to make sure we brown it out and get rid of all those bad little pieces. Incidentally, I don't really know what the Ant Olympics are, so if anybody can tell me in the comments below, that would be very handy. Is Brody training the ants? Is he training with the ants? I'm not quite sure, but either way, he's busy, so we have this today. So I'm just going to let that brown out over this medium heat ever so slightly, and while that's browning, we're going to chuck our ingredients over here into our Blendtec blender. Okay, so I'm just going to chuck those in. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous. And the key to this recipe is we have to make sure we are seasoning it very well, okay? So while that's browning, we've thrown in our ingredients. I'm going to add about 3/4 of a cup of water. We're going to add a pinch of salt, some ground black pepper, gorgeous, a little bit of beef stock for extra flavour, just a pinch, lovely. And to really make this pop, we're going to add some Worcestershire sauce. I'm using Lee and Perrins, but you can use whatever one you want. Just a tiny splash there. It is quite salty, so don't add too much. And finally, we're going to add a little pinch of cinnamon. This really brings out the flavour. So those are all my ingredients I've thrown into my blender. Let's come back over to the beef now to make sure it's all nice and cooked. And look at that, absolutely gorgeous. With minced beef, it's quite a cheap cut of meat, so to really get the flavour out of it, you want to give it a nice brown flavour. Okay, so I'm going to come over and bring this to my blender. I want to get all the meat, don't want to waste anything here, that'd be bad if we waste food. I don't like wasting food. So I'm going to throw that in. Okay, now while this is blending, I'm going to tell you a very quick story about this one time I went to Amsterdam. The pie was quite expensive, and there's one kind of standing table. Everything was going around, everyone was away. And that's why I'm not allowed at the zoo anymore. So here we have our absolutely delicious cottage pie in a cocktail. And I don't know about you, but I cannot wait to try this. You can really smell the aromas coming off of this. It's absolutely delicious. So I'd like to say the best of luck to Brody with his Ant Olympics. Let me know how it goes, and I will see you out there.